Electric vehicles are not a new concept. They have been around for more than a century, but they have never been as popular or as advanced as they are today. Thanks to improvements in battery technology, charging infrastructure, and environmental awareness, EVs are becoming more affordable, accessible, and attractive to consumers and businesses alike. According to a report by Bloomberg New Energy Finance, EVs will account for 58% of new car sales and 31% of the global car fleet by 2040. That means that in less than 2 decades, more than half of the cars on the road will be powered by electricity and not gasoline. But what does this mean for the world? How will EVs impact the economy, the environment, and society? And what are the challenges and risks that EVs will face in the future? In this video, we will try to answer these questions and more by looking at the pros and cons of EVs and how they will affect different aspects of our lives. Let's start with the pros. One of the main benefits of EVs is that they are more efficient and cheaper to run than conventional cars. EVs have fewer moving parts, which means they require less maintenance and repairs. They also have lower fuel costs, as electricity is cheaper and more stable than gasoline. According to a study by the University of Michigan, the average cost of fueling an EV in the U.S. is $485 per year, compared to $1,117 for a gasoline car. That's a saving of more than 50% per year. EVs also have lower emissions, as they do not produce tailpipe pollutants such as carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and particulate matter. These pollutants are harmful to human health and contribute to global warming and climate change. By switching to EVs, we can reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and improve the quality of the air we breathe. Do you know another benefit of EVs? Well, it's the fact that they can support the integration of renewable energy sources into the power grid. Renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind, are intermittent and variable, which means they do not produce electricity at a constant rate. This can create challenges for balancing the supply and demand of electricity and maintaining the stability and reliability of the grid. But do you know the good news? Well, EVs can help solve this problem. Apparently, by acting as flexible loads and storage devices. EVs can charge when there is excess renewable energy available and discharge when there is a shortage. This can help smooth out the fluctuations in renewable energy production and provide backup power in case of emergencies. EVs can also participate in smart grid services, such as demand response and voltage control, by adjusting their charging and discharging patterns according to the signals from the grid operator. This can enhance the efficiency and resilience of the grid and create new revenue streams for EV owners. A third benefit of EVs is that they can create new opportunities for innovation and development. EVs are not just cars, they are also platforms for digital technologies, such as artificial intelligence and blockchain. These technologies can enable new features and functions for EVs, such as autonomous driving and vehicle-to-grid communication. These features can improve the safety, convenience, and performance of EVs and create new value propositions for customers and stakeholders. EVs can also stimulate the growth of new industries and markets, such as battery manufacturing and mobility as a service. These industries and markets can generate new jobs and investments and foster a more competitive and dynamic economy. So far, we have seen the positive aspects of EVs, but what about the negative ones? What are the potential drawbacks and challenges that EVs will face in the future? Let's look at some of the cons, but before we do, please hit the subscribe button if you're getting the point here, because it only gets more interesting. One of the main challenges of EVs is that they still depend on the availability and quality of the electricity grid. EVs need a reliable and sufficient supply of electricity to charge their batteries, and this can be a problem in some regions and countries where the grid is weak or overloaded. EVs can also increase the demand for electricity, especially during peak hours, which can put more stress on the grid and cause power shortages or blackouts. To avoid these problems, EVs need to be coordinated with the grid, and the grid needs to be upgraded and expanded to accommodate the growing number of EVs. This will require significant investments and planning from the public and private sectors, and may face technical, regulatory, and social barriers. Another challenge of EVs is that they still have some limitations and drawbacks compared to conventional cars. EVs have a shorter driving range, a longer charging time, and even a higher initial cost than gasoline cars. These factors can affect the convenience and affordability of EVs and deter some customers from adopting them. EVs also have a lower resale value, as their batteries degrade over time and lose their capacity and performance. EVs also have some environmental impacts, as their batteries require rare and precious metals, such as lithium, cobalt, and nickel, which are scarce and expensive, and have to be mined and processed in ways that can cause pollution and social conflicts. EVs also generate emissions during their production and disposal, which can offset some of the benefits of their operation. To overcome these limitations and drawbacks, EVs need to improve their technology and reduce their costs. A final challenge of EVs is that they will face competition and resistance from other modes of transportation and sources of energy. EVs are not the only option for reducing emissions and improving efficiency in the transportation sector. There are also other alternatives, such as hybrid vehicles, hydrogen vehicles, biofuels, and public transportation. These alternatives may have different advantages and disadvantages and may appeal to different segments of the market. EVs will have to compete with these alternatives and prove their superiority. EVs will also face resistance from the incumbent players in the transportation and energy sectors, such as oil companies and car manufacturers or even dealers, who have invested interest and influence in the status quo. These players may lobby against the policies and incentives that favor EVs and spread misinformation and doubts about EVs. EVs will have to overcome these challenges and gain the support and trust of the public and the policymakers. So, what is the future of EVs and how will they change the world? Well, the answer is not simple, as there are many factors involved. EVs have many benefits and opportunities, but also many challenges and risks. EVs have the potential to transform the transportation and energy sectors and create a more sustainable and innovative world, but they also face many obstacles and barriers and may have some unintended consequences and impacts. The future of EVs will depend on how we address these issues and how we balance the trade-offs and choices that EVs present. The future of EVs is in our hands, and we have the responsibility and the power to shape it. Just so you know, we release videos every week about EVs and solar, so if you haven't, you can go watch my other exiting videos which will give you more information on EVs. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when we upload new videos.